everyone. Welcome to Afro Swag Media and Magazine. As always, I'll be your host on this show. My name is Deborah Dogba, and today we have a very special guest. I'm going to bring her to the camera so that we can discover who she is. Hello.
Hi, Deborah. Thanks for having
Hi.
me today.
Hi, Dahlia. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm doing so wonderful today. Thank you.
You look great. You look great. Thank you so much for coming to the show. We are so happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm
So,
trying.
Dahlia, do you mind telling us a little bit about who you are?
Sure. My name is Dahlia Doyley, and I am a Jamaican. I mean, you can hear it in my voice already. I'm a Jamaican. I was born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica, and I migrated here with my parents about 20 years ago. And about, what was it, 5 years ago, Deborah, I moved here to Omaha, Nebraska, and opened up my new business here.
Oh, wow. So, from the West Indies.
Yes, the West Indies.
So, I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. What brought you to Omaha, Nebraska?
Oh my God, that is such a great question, and so many different ways I can go with this. But let me put it this way, Deborah. Like everyone else who has a dream, I literally had a dream, like a literal dream in my sleep. And I
Mhm.
saw this place with two twin towers. And I said, oh my God, I don't understand what this is. But it was a connection to Brooklyn, New York, which has the twin towers that there was an accident where both the twin towers had fall. And then I had saw the same twin towers in my sleep within a different state. And so I went and I looked it up online and I found out that those twin towers were here in Omaha, Nebraska. And
Oh,
so, Deborah, I came and visit Omaha. And to be honest with you, I came and visited and never went back home.
oh,
I
wow.
moved right here to Omaha, Nebraska. Yes.
And what are those twin towers?
It's the twin. There's two towers that is in Omaha. I don't remember the exact name, but the twin towers were was where they had the accident in New York, where the twin towers were blown down by terrorists. But for
The
some
one in
reason,
Omaha, you don't remember the
no,
name?
those towers that the accident was in Brooklyn, New York. And it was a couple of years later, I had a dream of the same twin towers, but they somehow was connected to this state. So I went and I researched it, and just to see where the rest of these twin towers that I keep seeing. And I found them here in Omaha, Nebraska. And that's when I started to research this great community of people and wonderful atmosphere. And I decided to come and visit. And from I visited, that was it, Deborah. I never went back home. I just moved here and make this place my home. Yes.
All right then. So you said you came to Omaha and then you visited those twin towers here in
Yes.
Omaha, and then you stayed, you open up your business.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Destiny, Elevate, and Excellence.
Okay, so DEE actually, Deborah, is my name. And there's a funny story behind this. Usually everyone will call me Dahlia, but for the last couple of years, people start to change my name and they used to start calling me, hey, D. And so I went, and as a woman of prayer, I went into prayer and I asked the Lord, I said, Father, why is everyone changing my name from Dahlia to D? And
Mhm.
it seems as if it was a new name that I was getting. And so I started to gravitate to the word D for some reason, Deborah. And then one day I went and I prayed to the Lord and I asked him, I said, what does this mean? And he began to tell me. And the first word he told me was destiny. And then the next day he told me elevate. And then the third day he told me excellence, Deborah. And that's how the name D came about. It was actually a part of my own name that was switched from Dahlia to D, and I just continued with it, which is where Destiny Elevate Excellence arrived from.
Oh wow. So you just said that you are from your faith. So are you what religion do you practice?
Well, I'm Christian, Deborah. I'm
Okay.
a believer in Jesus Christ. And so I also bred my business underneath the covering of Jesus Christ as well. And
Mhm.
it's a big deal for me because it's what I've changed my whole aspect of life, and also where I found founded this business that I'm currently doing right now.
Now, tell me about the nature of your business.
Okay, the nature of my business. So, Deborah, in my publication, what I do is I help people to build their business, or whether they writing a book material, or they want to get a cover done, or say a slew of things, a variety of things. So I will sit with the client, and the client will tell me exactly what they need, and I'll put together a package and help that person to pursue after their dreams, making sure it looks excellent and they're walking in their destiny as well.
Oh, wow, that's
Yes,
amazing. So you have a publication company, is that what
yes,
it is?
yes.
Okay,
D.E.E Publishing International. Yes.
D.E.E Publishing International. And how long have you had that business?
I started this business, Deborah, probably about 2 years ago, but I didn't launch it out until this year, actually,
Okay.
online. And so it since I launched it out, it's been moving very progressively,
Mhm.
as I've been receiving a lot of clients internationally, from England to Niagara to different small islands, and people are reaching out to me on messengers and stuff like that. So I started it a year ago. I'm sorry, 2 years ago, but literally launched it out last year, putting my foot in the water and actually stepping out on faith. Yes.
That's amazing.
Thank
So I know for a fact that you have written some books yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us a little bit about the books that you wrote.
Okay. So I wrote a book called Identifying the Shift, maybe about 2 years ago, Deborah. And to my surprise, the book sold over 600 copies in about a month or so. And so what geared me towards the shift was also shifting to Omaha, Nebraska. It was all a part of the dream that I had. And it caused me to shift from New York to Nebraska. And all the lessons that I learned in between the move and the movement of God caused me to write
Mhm.
this book called The Shift. And so now the book is still now on Amazon after selling 600 copies, which I'm very proud of, and thank all the viewers and people who had bought from me. And today, Deborah, because I'm on your show, I put it up for a special online on Amazon today, Deborah. You can get that book for $2.99 on the Kindle
Oh,
version.
wow.
Special edition
Wow.
for your viewers on tonight, Deb.
Wow. For anyone that has tuned in, you just heard her book is available just for today. For this occasion being on the show for
Yes.
$2.99, and that's a Kindle version.
The Kindle version on Amazon.com. It will be there until September 18th of this.
Okay,
Yes. So you
September 18. Take advantage of it. Grab a copy right now. It's $2.99, and that's Dahlia's first book, and
yes.
it's about so what has shifted?
Shift. So
Mm-hmm.
within the book, we talked about shifting in the mindset, shifting your heart, gearing yourself onto destiny, leaving the past in the past. I think one of the part of the title is of moving forward from past issues, not to bring
Okay.
those past things with you. And so one
Mhm.
of the problems that many of us have, Deborah, is that we constantly stay in our past, and our
Mhm.
past constantly ruin our future. And so the book shift, literally, that's what it's going to do to you. Shift your mindset, shift your heart, shift you in gear, shift you on the right path, put you on the right pathway to move into destiny, and to elevate into the excellence that God has for you.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what it's about. Yep.
Wow. So everything that you do, your faith has a strong influence on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I
And
believe,
then,
go ahead.
no, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I believe strongly that having faith is also a big movement of shift, and
Mm-hmm.
having and believing, not just faith, but to believe in what you have. And
Mm-hmm.
some of the time when we start our business, Deborah, what I notice is a lot of us will have the faith in the business but never believe that it's going to go somewhere. But for
Mm-hmm.
me, I don't so much put my faith and my belief in the business, but I put my faith and believe in God, so the
Mm-hmm.
business can move to where it needs to be. Yes.
And I believe I have a video clip here, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, that we can quickly play. Um, All right, I will play that when we go on break, when we take a commercial break. So tell me a little bit about your second book and what are the circumstances around it?
Okay, my second book is called The
Mhm.
Prophetic Eye, which is actually going to be released in September the 28th of this month. And
Okay.
this book is geared towards understanding the demonic realms and how it works against you. The
Mhm.
one thing that people forget is that we do have a devilish atmosphere that we live in, because the Bible tells us
Mhm.
that we're living in the domain that we're living in is ruled by the enemy himself. And as a Christian woman, I do believe that there are different levels and different devils that comes after us that we do not know about or have any idea how we open those doors to let them into our lives, and how
Mhm.
do we so much remove those spirits from out of our lives. And so the
Mhm.
book, what it does, it helps you to identify whatever evil it is and how to remove it from out of your domain so you can live a prosperous life. Because without
Mhm.
that, without a prosperous life, most of us feel like we're being punished in a sense, not understanding that there is a lot of demonic realms and things that you have in your house that is not supposed to be there. And
Mhm.
so the Bible tells us clearly, Deborah, that we shouldn't have any type of idols in our house. And
Mhm.
most people nowadays, Deborah, whether business or not, do have a lot of idol things in their lives. And so this causes a lot of uproaring and a lot of division in your house, a lot of stray things going on with the children, and you're wondering what's going on. And I believe as a businesswoman, when you're taking care of business, you also want to take care of your home. And so when you're shifting, you also want to make sure your house is shifting and your business is moving in the right direction. And
Mhm.
sometimes, things just happen and we open doors into our house and it just causes a lot of interruption into our lives. And so the book kind of geared towards what spirit they are, how to identify it, how to remove it, how to use God's words to remove those things so you can see prosperity in your life, in your business, and in your walk with the Christ.
Okay, so we will come back to that in depth, and then, like previously announced, we'll go ahead and play the clip about your business. All right, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. So, like previously announced, we have Dahlia Doyley. That's our special guest today, and she has a publication company. She wrote 2 books, and let's bring her back to the camera. Hello,
Hi.
welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love that clip. It sounded like how will I call it?
Like a Pink
Mystery.
Panther.
I'm sorry.
You remember that cartoon Pink Panther, like back in the
Yes,
days?
yes,
Yes. It
yes,
has
yes.
the sound that
So
goes to it.
is that on purpose?
Yes, it was. I just really love the sound behind it, and it speaks volumes without words in a sense.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, absolutely. Wow. Okay. So your second book, you mentioned that it really helps you identify those spirits that Christians fight with, right?
Right. Right.
Do you have like a personal story about those issues?
Yes, I do. For me, Deborah, I remember growing up in a community where there was a lot of mis what I would say, things happen that would bottle the mind, as they say. And so within that community, a lot of people would hurt themselves, or they would somehow shoot each other, or stab each other. And we used to wonder, well, why are these things happening? But then later on, as I grow older, I realize that this is more far-fetched than what I think it is. This has more to do with the realms of the demonic. And so wherever you see there's a lot of crime and a lot of issues, a lot of poverty, a lot of breaking down of a lot of killing, there you can find spiritual warfare. And so I wrote that book based on some of my experience growing up as a child, knowing that there is spiritual things that people don't normally want to talk about, but it is present. And one of the things that hold people back from talking about it is because maybe they have had an experience with it, but they are afraid of it. And so they don't want people to know that these things are happening to them. So people usually hide what's happening rather than trying to put it out there so it can be exposed so they can get help. So for me, Deborah, that's one of the reasons why I actually wrote the book, because I want people to see my story as to what happens to me in the book as well as all the dreams and visions that God has given me concerning each spirit, and how he taught me how to maneuver around the spirit so you can see the spirit clearly. And so not only that you're reading the book, you're getting the story behind each one of the spirit and the operation so that you can identify them on your own later on, and not to be afraid to use the word of the Lord to combat against it. Being that we're not going to say it to people or ask people for help, because in this time it's very difficult to say, hey, something is going on with me. Can you help me? And most people are not grounded in prayer. And so it's hard for you to go and explain to someone to please help me with this issue. So I put even in there prayers that can help to remove a certain situation from your home, and how to cover your home and stay within that coverage so that no entity can enter your home.
So, are you a minister?
You know what, Deborah? I would say I am a disciple. This
Okay.
is how I would say it. I'm a follower of Christ, and I believe I'm one of his disciples. And it's for me. I felt the call to give people advice as well as to give them biblical sound advice that can help them on their pathway or on their journey to where God is taking them. Yes.
Absolutely. So let's get back to your publication business.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's say I'll just try to understand a little bit the process. So
Okay.
when somebody comes to you and they want to um, write a book and they want it to be on Amazon, for instance, what's the process without giving us, the whole um, thing? What's the process?
Well, first, one of the processes, if you want to put your book on Amazon, that's very easy to do. They do have a KDP department where you can upload the book and the cover and get it on Amazon. So that's the easiest step. The hard step is to actually figure out what you want your book cover to look like, what you want to put on the back of your cover to pull your readers, and what you want to put inside of the book, and to get the book edited. So those are the steps that you have to take. The cover, the back cover, what you want to put on there, what picture, and make sure it's a professional one at that, because it does, the pixel of the picture does give the book a better look, right? Outside and inside as well. So we always try to use clean pages and try to tell the client what we think is best for you to put on the back of the book, include in the front of the book, because you want to give off the essence of destiny and who you truly are in your material. And I always tell people, use your experience in your book. But to upload it on Amazon, it's very easy. It's just a KDP department, uploading the book and the cover, and you're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you told us a little bit about your childhood.
Yeah.
So tell us what it was like in Jamaica.
Well, Jamaica is a very beautiful country, I might add. Lord, the beaches are to die for. So if you ever want to go on a vacation, go check out Jamaica. Yes. And so I just Jamaica as this way of pulling people to beauty. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love my country so much, is the beauty of it. And probably one of the reasons why I moved to Omaha, Nebraska as well, because of the beauty of the place.
Okay.
Besides the not having the beaches, but they do have small rivers and stuff. But Jamaica is just such a vibrant island. The people are loving and caring. And I grew up there until I was about 17 years old when I moved here. And I miss it so much. But it's just the beauty of the place, and how blessed you feel just being there and having fun. But if you're there, you'll feel comfortable and
Mhm.
breezy in a sense. Yes.
Wow. So do you get to go back often?
I will be going back out often after I finish all these books projects that I have. But right now, with all the clients that I have, oh my God, I can't tell you as to when I'll be able to do that. Because after I opened
Mhm.
my publication, I had a good amount of people, maybe about 16 books came my way, and plus covers and businesses who asked to help build their business off the ground. And these are people internationally all over the world. So I don't get any time to actually do a lot of vacationing. But
Mhm.
Deborah, it's well worth it when you're walking in your destiny,
Mhm.
elevating in excellence, and actually pulling people into their own destiny and
Mhm.
moving on their journey. So it's worth it. Yes.
Wow. And it's Destiny, Elevate, and Excellence. And the
Yeah.
website is
DE.
www.dglobal.us.
Yes.
We
That
have
you
you
there
right
it is.
here.
Yes.
Okay, so you can get a hold of Dahlia by going to that website, or you can find her on Facebook as well if you need you need help with your publication, or any type of help regarding having your book or writing your book, designing the book cover. Reach out to Dahlia Doyley at www.dglobal.us. And like we said, you can also find her on social media platforms, and especially on Facebook.
Yes.
So, do you speak other languages?
No, I don't speak other languages, but we do have a language we call Patwa. It's a Jamaican term of
Mhm.
English. And Jamaica was ruled by the British. So some of the British words that you're hearing is because our
Mhm.
country was ruled by the British. So it's just a mixture of lingo that I have. But it's
Okay.
the only separate language that we speak is called Patwa.
Mhm.
It's a slurring of the word, or a pulling of the word in a different direction. I
Okay.
would say. Yes.
Since you mentioned you have international clients, that's why I'm asking if you have, like if you speak other languages.
No, I don't speak other languages, but how I connect with
All
other,
right, then.
yeah. Hello?
All right, welcome back, everyone. I believe we had a little bit of technical issues, but we
Yes,
are back live. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, those that are going to catch us on replay.
yes,
This is Dahlia Doyley, and she is the CEO and founder of DEE International. That stands for Destiny, Elevate, and Excellence. Please put hashtag replay. That way we know that you are catching us on replay. And
Yeah.
if you have any questions for those that are watching live, please don't hesitate to put your questions in the comment box, and we will make sure we address those questions as well. Thank you, Daria, again, once again, for being on the show. So, do you also have a talk show?
I have a talk show that I do online every other month, educating people on business and how to move their business forward, and just tips that I use, key tips that I use in my own business as well. Yes,
Mhm. And you said every other month?
every other month. It's called the Let's Talk Show with Dahlia on Facebook. Every other month, maybe on the third week of the month on
Mhm.
Thursdays. Yeah, at 7 p.m. Yeah.
Okay. Can you give us again the first title of your, the title of your first book and then the title of your second book coming up?
The first book is called Identifying the Shift. That's
Mm-hmm.
on Amazon. And the
Okay.
second book that is releasing on September 28th of this year is called The Prophetic Eye. It's how I see things spiritually, how God shows it to me, and then I write it the way He shows it and I see it. Yes.
Are you a prophet?
I wouldn't say that I'm a prophet, but I do speak in the prophetic and
Mm-hmm.
was called in that realm. Yes.
Okay. Okay. What's the difference?
Well, a prophet is one that is sent out to nations of people to do the work of God, in a sense. But a person that speaks in the prophetic sometimes can speak to small numbers of people or individually, in a
Mm-hmm.
sense. But over a period of time, you can grow into that if God has called you into that realm to be a prophet. But I do believe that I'm bred in that realm and called into the prophetic. But for me, it's mostly in teaching and just giving people God's words the way He gave it to me. In a sense,
Okay.
yeah.
We have one of our viewers, Kosha Snazi. He says, hello.
Hello, hello. Good night.
All right. So you told us a little bit about the beauty of Jamaica.
Mhm.
So how would you, and we know Omaha is also beautiful.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges that you have faced here in Omaha, and how do you plan on using those, to make an impact on the Black diaspora?
Okay, so some of the challenges that I have had is really based on the neighborhood that I live in. The
Mhm.
neighborhood that I live in does not have a lot of Black people.
Okay.
Okay, so that's one of the challenges that I faced here. So most of my business do go out to Caucasian or other individuals or other races of people, and so that's one of the challenges here. If you're a Black business owner, I would say try to connect with more Black people, and also just reach out more, which is what I'm doing this year, based on my location and where I live and where my business is located. And so,
Mhm.
but just culture wise, whether they're Black, white, Spanish, it doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
Once people like you, they like you and they will
Mhm.
work with you. But those are the small challenges that I face in my business, having more of my ethnic backgrounds of people to be a part of my business. But I do have a lot of those people internationally. That's not the problem. But within
Mhm.
my vicinity, because of our culture and where we live, this place is about 90% Caucasian, about 5% Black, or
Mhm.
1% Black, I think, and the rest is about 5%. So that's one of the challenges I see here, and I would love to see a lot more Black Africans and Americans, visit Omaha and see what Omaha is like. Yes.
Mhm. We just this past weekend we had the Afro Festival Omaha 2021. Did you
Yes.
get a chance to visit?
I actually didn't get a chance to visit, and I didn't see the commercial until the actual day. And
Oh, okay.
yes, and one of the reasons for that is because I work so much in my publication. But
Mhm.
now that I get an opportunity to actually see what Omaha is like, I will be challenging myself to go out
Mhm.
into more of the Black communities and present my business also
Mhm.
to the community at large. Yes.
And we have one of the viewers, Maxine Doyley. says, "Hi, Dahlia, I'm here."
Oh, hi. That's actually my mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for tuning in.
yeah,
Thank you for the support. It means a lot to Dahlia, I believe, and I'm sure it does.
yeah, yes,
All right. So we talk about some of those challenges that you have faced in Omaha here.
yeah.
So is your audience the Black diaspora, or is it just anyone that needs help with publication?
It's pretty much anyone, Deborah. I believe in community, no matter what color you are.
Mhm,
But my page do gear a lot more to the Black community,
mhm,
and I do get a lot of my business from the Black community, but just internationally. And
mhm,
so, I move towards, yes, different ethnic race and background, but it's usually the smaller jobs that I do for that. But the bigger jobs mostly come from the Black community, which I'm so
mhm,
grateful for. Yes.
mhm. That's awesome. So, do you have like a family, or um, what is your typical day like? Do you just
Well,
work all the times?
typical day. Everyone, I don't know if everyone does, but I know I have children. And so
Okay.
my typical day is usually, just going out, getting the kids and dropping them off at school and diving into work. And so,
Mhm,
just being in the office and making sure that all my clients gets good service. Because one of the
mhm,
key things that I use in my business, five keys that I use in my business, actually, Deborah, and it's just to be honest with my clients, to be dedicated to them, show them respect, and just serving in general. And so my
mhm,
children, my family, they know this about me, as I myself, I bred them into learning my business as well. So my typical
mhm,
day also includes my children, my business, and just teaching them overall how to overtake the business later on, and
mhm,
just diving into the business itself every day, all day. This is what I do, just being dedicated to what I believe God has given me and being
mhm.
grateful for it.
Oh, wow. So, how are you dealing with this entire COVID situation?
Well, Deborah, I feel like I've been dealing with it very well. One reason why I say that besides my business, I'm also a CNA. So I
Okay.
do my business throughout the day, but early in
Mhm,
the morning, anytime between 7 and 3, I am a CNA and I work in that field. And so I try to keep myself covered in a lot of ways. But one of that is just through the blood of Jesus Christ, praying
mhm,
always. And the other aspect of that is, keeping yourself hydrated, as well as taking your vitamins, making sure you're covered, your nose is covered, you're wearing your mask and stuff like that. But the COVID really haven't affected me and my family, bless the Lord, and it haven't
mhm,
really affected my job as a CNA, or
mhm,
even in any aspect of money wise.
mhm,
So I'm grateful that I get the opportunity to still work. I know many are struggling in their business, and
mhm,
many are home because of the COVID. But I tell anyone, venture into your own business, because that's what I did during the COVID, Deborah. I ventured into my own business and actually made it live. The COVID was actually, though a lot of people died from the COVID, there was a good side to it, where a lot of people have stepped into their destiny and move into elevation and actually becoming excellence in things that they do now, because they're realizing that times are short and
mhm,
you only
mhm,
have a short amount of time to live on this earth. So why not do what you're called to do?
mhm.
Yeah,
And for those that have been, severely affected by COVID-19, those that lost the loved ones, so we really, our sincere condolences and our
yeah,
prayers are with you all the times. So, like Dahlia said, one of the things that COVID-19 had taught us is to step into our destiny,
yeah,
and that rhymes well with your publication. I
yes,
mean, your company's name, Destiny, Elevate, and Excellence,
yeah,
and it really allowed you to bring forth that
yes,
vision that God has given you.
yes, ma'am.
Um, Anything else that any other um, vision or any other endeavor that you are pursuing right now? I know at some point you had a transportation company.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what I want to pursue, Deborah, is a daycare for kids. I
Okay.
have a love for children. And so I wanted to start a daycare called Mommy's Little Helper, which I'm pursuing right now. I'm in school getting all the survey tickets and to be licensed for this daycare. And so soon
Mhm.
and very soon, I'm hoping that I can put it out there to actually help mothers who are struggling with
Mhm.
finding daycare for their children, making sure the price is reasonable for those mothers, because
Mhm.
as being a mother, I know what it's like. This is the reason why I started Mommy's Little Helper, because I couldn't find help to watch over my children when they were younger. And so
Mhm.
finding jobs and going after work and interviews was very, very hard for me. And so that's
Mhm.
one of the reasons why I wanted to start Mommy's Little Helper, and to make the price so affordable that mothers like myself can get the opportunity to go after their destiny like I'm moving in minds. Yes,
Wow. So you are all about helping people.
all about that. Yes.
Oh, wow, that's it's very neat and very interesting. So we talk about your publication company, your two books that are out, and one is coming on September. Is that
28th, yes.
28? So do you have any book signing event coming up, or how do you plan on doing that?
Well, Deborah, I do have an event coming up
Okay.
this year. Usually, I every 2 years I keep an event called the Ladybugs
Mm-hmm.
Book Club. Every 2 years I keep an event to educate women about the Lord Himself and how to move in our destiny. And so this year I will be having a Ladybug Book Club conference this year. In November 20th, 2020, and I will be posting it on my page for those who want to be a part of it, also so that everyone can register. And I also have a chef coming in from Brooklyn, New York, a Jamaican chef, to give us
Ooh.
Jamaican flavor, mama flavor from the motherland to
Oh,
cook for us.
wow.
Yes, and I thought that it would be befitting for me to have someone from my own culture so everyone can come and do some tasting and stuff like that. And I'm hoping that I can uh, use part of your magazine as a gift, in a sense, to give to people, to say, hey, Deborah has a magazine. We're going to give you a gift to be a part of Deborah's magazine. So I'm excited about this new movement come in, and it's the Ladybugs conference is going to be on November 2020 of this year. I'm telling you,
Mhm.
it's going to be explosive, as we have a pastor coming in from North Carolina as well. And we do have two of our own here in Omaha, Nebraska, Nicole Ryan and Millicent Brown, who's going to be a part of the panel as well. And
Oh,
so it
wow.
is going to be exciting, Deborah. I can't wait for it. But it will be. I will be announcing it this week coming. And putting it out there for people to get registration to get their seat. Because Deborah, let me say this: the seats are limited. I'm already selling seats, and I didn't put it out there yet, but I'm already selling seats already. So I'm just looking forward to have a wonderful time and hoping that people will show up and be blessed. Yes.
Oh, wow. And I remember I have attended one of your conferences 2 years ago.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And Millicent was also part of that conference.
Yes, she was.
It
Yes.
was a blessing. So tell us about some of the main dishes from Jamaica, since you said a chef is coming.
Well, our chef, one of her main dish, and what I really love, is that she's going to make these small little cocktail patties, all different flavors, from codfish to I think she says beef patty, codfish, as well as spinach. Because we
Okay.
want to cater to people with different genres of food, right?
Mm-hmm.
One, because some people are vegan, and then others are vegetarian, and then you have others who just eat like myself. And so I want to make sure that I cover all three bases. So with the conference, we're going to be having a vegan meal, and we're also going to have a vegetarian meal, and then a meal that covers everything. And I'm hoping that we'll get our famous jerk chicken
Mm-hmm.
to be served as well. But the chef has her menu ready, and we're going to post it. And you will see. I won't post the menu because I want you to come and see. I will post her face and a little part of the menu so you could see it, and as well as the attendees coming in. from for the conference as well. Yes.
So, what is the cost to the conference?
Well, the cost of the conference this year, Deborah, is $15 including your dinner.
Oh,
So
wow.
yes, I think that's just a steal, to get
Mhm.
all the flavor, the good stuff. And we're going to be giving away little prizes and stuff like that. But the main
Wow.
part of the conference is just for you to come and sit in the
Mhm.
presence of God and learn as to what He has for you next. Because
Mhm.
sometimes, Deborah, we are in a place where we're feeling stuck. And sometimes we just need a word to shift us into a new direction. And I
Mhm.
believe that this conference is going to be the one to move us into a different place. As our pastor
Mhm.
is coming in from North Carolina, and she's
Mhm.
also I think the assistant pastor she is of Fred Gooden and Jamila Gooden. That's the pastor that came the first year, Deborah, when you were there.
I
So her
remember.
assistant pastor is coming in, and let me tell you, she's a mighty woman of God, and just posted one of her book last year called "The Power of Re." So I'm just looking so forward to all of this, plus the new ideas and stuff that DEE is going to be coming up with, alongside what
Mhm.
the Ladybugs are truly about this year. And I really want to express all those things when everyone gets here. It's going to be exciting. Come on out. Come
Mhm.
on out.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So you have a book signing coming on September 28th, and then the conference is on November 20th of this year. And we have other people that have joined us.
Yes.
Audrey Dick,
Yes.
Dyke.
Jake. Yes. Duke or
Okay.
something.
Okay.
Hi, Audrey. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. So, some exciting things coming up and surprises as well. And for those that are just joining us, Dahlia Doyley has a publication company, and she wrote one book, and one will be out. The second one will be out on September 28th. And she also has a conference coming up on November 20th. So
Yes.
um, follow her on social media, and you can always get on the website
Yes.
where you will find additional information, or you'll be able to reach out to her should you have any questions. It's www.dglobal.us,
That's
and
it.
D stands for Destiny, Elevate, and Excellence. Did I get it right?
You did. You
All
did. You got
right.
it right. Yes.
All right, let's see. I believe we have one more comment here. Me too, Sharon. Okay, so
Oh,
we have
hi, Sharon.
so
Yeah.
many people, tuning in. And for those that are going to catch us on replay, don't forget to put hashtag replay. That way we know that you were there.
Uh-huh.
And Audrey said, wish I could be there. Where is she located at?
Well, I think Audrey is located in Brooklyn, New York. She's in
Mhm.
Brooklyn, but yes, but she is a supporter of mine. She's always on my page supporting, saying hello. So I call
Mhm.
her auntie every now and then. She's a very close friend of my mother. So yes, yes,
If you want to know more about Dahlia Doyley, from the West Indies to the US, and how she found her way to Omaha, Nebraska, get in touch with her, get one of her books, and also plan to attend that conference on November 20th.
20th, yes.
All right. Do you want to give a shout out to anyone before we end the show today?
Well, yeah. So first, I want to say thank you, Deborah, for having me on your show. You're such a sweetheart, and I want to shout out to my parents, my mom and dad, who's also going to be here for the conference, and as well, your viewers on tonight, and as well as my dad, who has taught me how to be a woman of God and constantly be in prayer. So I just want to shout out to my family as well in Jamaica when they see the replay live on my page. Yes, thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for being on the show. As a reminder, this year for the conference on November 20th is going to be $15, including the meal. And she has a lot of surprises for anyone that is going to attend.
Yes.
And one of the surprises is the chef. that is coming, and she is going to make some Jamaican dishes. Don't miss it. Come on, guys, don't miss it.
Yeah.
Come and discover the culture as well as experience the presence of God.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, thank you so much for everyone that has tuned in and was with us tonight. Thank you, Dahlia, for being on the show. And thank you, Maxine. I believe that's your mom. She said, hello, Deborah. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here and being a supporter of your daughter. Until next, be safe, remain safe, and have a good night.
Amen.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye